remember about last time we met, which was a couple of weeks ago now?
We leveled up.
Yes.
We also played darts.
Yes, you did. So I think, who were we missing last time? It was just Ryan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you leveled up. You had a whole bunch of shenanigans in town. Ryan, if you didn't get caught up via the video and you want to, I can post a link for you. They're all public on my channel, which probably isn't pinned anywhere, but I'll send it off to you just in case you want to watch it. There was a whole bunch of NPC interactions in town. You found out a little bit more about some of the key people in town. So Bart, this half-orc that you met, who's quite friendly to you and who really knows Gundren well, is really super concerned about Gundren. Sildar, of course, is looking around town for his friend, Inaro, who's nowhere to be found. You found out that Inaro checked into the local inn, which Bart also runs. He stayed a couple nights and then kind of skipped out. And then one of these red cloaked, caped thugs is really the only way to describe them, came and asked for a special book that Inaro had in his room. And Bart, being trusting, gave it to him. But really, Inaro hasn't settled up or anything like that and hasn't really been seen in town for a few weeks, which is really kind of weird. It's not like Inaro to do anything like that. As you were entering the town, by the way, you got your first introduction to these thugs. So one of them was leaning up against a stone wall and was giving shitty attitude to Bellamy, who went fishing into her pockets for a bird and flipped him the bird. So that got you onto a really good footing with the local thugs. You're giving them the finger, they're staring at you, and you realize that they haven't exactly been good for the town. Nobody in town likes them, but the town mayor is a bit of a twit and doesn't really get anything done, isn't very effectual. The thugs, actually, one of them, who called himself like chief of recruiting or head of recruiting or something like that, came by the Stonehill Inn while you were hanging out there and tried to recruit you. And then tried to say you could pay them for something and they would treat that as a trial to see if you were worthy to join them or not, or some such silly thing. It's a very weird encounter. And then the party eventually decided that the most logical place right now to try and search for Gundren would be to try and check out that abandoned manor. So in the graphic right now, you can see it just off to the left of the artwork. It's an abandoned manor that has largely fallen apart, and it's believed that people go there because Ash had a wonderful conversation with a young girl who, although she doesn't go there because parents don't allow it, she knows other kids in town have gone and hung out at the manor, and they've observed some creepy stuff and some activity there at all hours of the night. So you thought that was a great place to go look for Gundren. On your way there in the evening, you went past a slimy tavern that had been abandoned for a while and was in rough shape. That's been taken over by these thugs, and they were partying inside, and a few burst out of the tavern door just as you were walking by, of course, because D&D has the best coincidences, as we all know. And we left off with them asking you to contribute to their party/drinking fund. I think Scorch came in with harsher words than Bellamy's flipping of a bird. And so somebody tried to chuck a dagger in her face. And we were about to roll some initiative, perhaps. I think that's where we left off. Did I forget anything?
My wolves are with us.
Yeah, so the wolves came with you to the town. They've mostly been sticking to the outskirts of town and trying to keep themselves entertained and a little bit fed and things like that. I think one of them is out in the open with you a bit right now, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, let me move you onto a map. I think that might be a little bit more interesting. So, oops, wrong map. Meh. DM failure. Back down. So this is the area that the brigands hang out in. And let me just make sure that I've got it displaying well. Yep, that looks good. I'll zoom in a little bit. People might be on their mobile devices. So the party is sort of arranged, and I'll let you rearrange yourselves. Scorch needs to be fairly close. And
I don't see the map on my Owlbear.
Yeah, me neither.
Same.
oh, am I using the wrong Owlbear? Oh, for bugger's sake. How about I do this and we'll see. How's that?
Give me a second. It's loading something.
There we go.
Yeah. Yep, that fixed it.
So I have two tabs open. One is for my Monday game, and one is for today. And of course, I was loading your map into the Monday game URL. 1,000 pardons. Never claimed to be perfect. Just a bit fun-loving at times. Okay, so I will let you rearrange yourselves. Trent is gonna take up the rear, make sure everyone's feeling well protected.
Just want to clarify, I was definitely here for the last session.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh fuck!
It was me.
Oh, Alex!
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Yeah. It's fine.
Shit bugger. Sorry.
They tried to recruit me, and I was very much into it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's been a long week. Long 2 weeks, actually.
2 weeks, indeed.
Exactly.
So it has, and the other thing in my defense is it's been a bit of a horrible week for me. I comically broke my foot on Wednesday morning.
Oh no.
And I'm a little bit out of it right now. Yeah, it's a typical Dawn thing to do. So I ran into my wife's love seat, which has wooden legs. And and I knew right away that I'd broken it, just through the sheer pain. And of course it's just like bruised and swollen and all kinds of shittiness right now. So and anyway, enough of real life whining. Ryan, I'm so sorry about that.
It's fine, don't worry.
Okay, so you have a map you can view. That's the one I'm now sharing on Zoom. Let me throw some thugs on here. And before we do any kind of initiative or anything like that, we'll just see if you want to do any chatting with them. And maybe
What are they?
avoid. They're thugs. So they're, and I mean that in a generic sense, not in a specific, they're the thug monster out of the monster manual. They're just sort of these humans that think highly of themselves. They call themselves the Redbrands. They wear these tattered red capes. They are basically up to no good here in town. And you found out from one of them that their plan is not just hang around town, but perhaps to eventually start extorting money out of, people who actually run establishments here, which would be really, really, really shitty of them. Oh, you know what? We'll use 3 different tokens. Foop. 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 So there's 4 of them. And they drunkenly stumbled out of the door and they're just kind of harassing you from the porch. This dude here is kind of sitting on the chair because he doesn't even look like he can really function much right now. They've been enjoying themselves. So I had rolled to hit and didn't do too well. So this dude here, who's being the belligerent one, Jerkface, we'll call him. He's the one who threw a dagger at you, Scorch, but it goes whizzing by you and doesn't even come close.
Nice.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I meant to come close to scare you. If you give us some drinking money, I'll make sure the next one doesn't poke you in the eye.
If I could smile, I would.
Those tears do not exist in my cheeks. I am sorry.
I'll look at him and be like, funny thing, I'm a believer in for an eye for an eye. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot him with my arrow.
All right. So at this point, I will actually ask you to roll me some initiative, and I'll get an encounter set up right now.
Ooh, I'll give Scorch some advantage, some vigilant blessing, since he really wants to go for it.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey.
Okay. We have.
Oof.
Nobody throws a dagger at me and gets away with it. What do you? What is this?
Okay, so thug. Add. There's 4 of them. Maybe not all will participate much, but all right. So what do we got here? Scorch got a 23. Holy wow. Trent wants to survey the situation before he gets too involved and then make a good decision. Corey seems to want to do the same. Bellamy gets an 18 and Aviane. We will let her roll when she joins. The thugs are not all that fast. Do you want the initiative tracker up so you can see it?
Yes, please.
Okay. I am happy to do that. So we have, oops. Where can I put it? I'll just put it down here. So on the one hand, we have the party, which has done an awesome job for the most part. We have Scorch with a 23. We have Bellamy with an 18. This is why nobody's going to challenge those two to a game of darts. We have thugs. So sorry, let me just get a thug token. We have thugs at a 10. Okay, maybe the party as a whole wasn't quite as good. Trent with a 3. Being strategic. And Corey with a 2, being even more strategic. All right, so Scorch, you are up first. You are going to bow this bugger, I believe. Whack! So your arrow goes thud right into the wooden door, and he kind of lazily and drunkenly looks over his shoulder at the arrow that's still vibrating by the door. And he looks back at you and he smiles and he's like, I've been drinking. What's your excuse?
That's just a warning.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Bellamy, what would you like to do?
Well, you don't know what you just signed up for there, boy. And she's just gonna unholster both her daggers and just go charging at this man.
Ooh, at Jerkface or one of the others?
Jerkface that was harassing Bellamy earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that's the same one he like Scorch checked, right? Like
yeah,
check?
we'll say it's the same one.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So God, I haven't done this in a while. Actions. Hit DC is okay. I'm rolling. 15?
15 will stabby stab this poor person.
Okay, roll for damage. That's a 5.
Still okay.
I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah.
It's 18.
Okay. You hit again.
Stab.
You do not have any feats or fighting styles, right?
No, but you said
for
that
2-weapon fighting.
I do have 2-weapon fighting. Let me just look that.
Yeah, I think your only feat right now is the one that lets you do find familiar, so you can get Taffy hanging around.
Wait. Skills. I thought I did have 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah, so if you just have a weapon in either hand, you are 2-weapon fighting. But unless you have a feat or a fighting style, there's some limitations
bonus actions,
around
actions in combat, 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah. So unless you have the feat, your offhand weapon doesn't get your dex modifier added to it. It does to hit, but not to damage.
So what does that mean?
It means you did 2 damage, not 6. You don't get to add the +4 to the second weapon.
So what feat would I need?
Dual wielder.
Dual wielder. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's okay.
Or maybe 2-weapon fighting style even.
That's an option too.
Yes, the fighting
I have
style.
2-weapon fighting. That's my act. I have that.
Yeah, no, there's a fighting style called that. And yeah, you need the fighting style, not even the feat.
Wait, fighting style in like fighter? Like a multi-class?
Yeah, like a fighter's fighting style.
Okay.
You could take that at 4th level though, because your dex is already amazing. But anyway, okay, we digress. 2-weapon fighting is confusing, and I'm thinking about making it even more confusing, but more awesome for players. So Jerkface looks at you, Bellamy, and he tries to reach out and grab you by the scruff of your neck, and he's going to try and do something. Let me see what he's going to try. He's going to try and grapple you. So he rolls a 15. You can either roll a strength save. You can either roll an acrobatics check or an athletics check, and you must beat a 15.
That is an 8. 2 plus 6.
So he grabs you by the scruff of the neck, and he is going to try and wrestle you down to the ground and punch you in the face. But that's his action this time, is just to grapple you. The idiot beside him just looks at Jerkface and cheers him on. So that's all the second thug does. The third one is going to come over and get in Scorch's face a bit here and say, you don't want to make trouble with us. We've got lots of friends and you're not fit to take us on. And he's going to take a swing at Scorch.
Okay.
Oh shit, he gets a 20.
Yeah, hit.
And that 20, so 24.
Isn't he inebriated though?
He's feeling good. Yes.
That's fine. That's fine. Good.
Yeah. So we'll do a little bit less damage. We'll say 6 points of damage total. And he looks surprised at himself. And then the last thug, who's sitting on the chair, starts to doze off a little bit. And Trent, we're on to you.
Right. Seeing this fella come up to my friend, I like, all right now, fella, you best put that weapon down, and I will try and grapple him.
Nice.
Do it.
Okay.
Grapple train.
So that's a 19 athletics.
Oh.
Nice.
He gets a 17. So you successfully grab a hold of him, and he's like, yikes. And he's about 5'7". So he's not feeling nice right now. As Trent towers above him and grabs him by the scruff of the neck or by the hand or whatever Trent wants to do. You have a firm hold of him though. You don't have multi-attack, so you can't really do anything else with him right now, but he is grappled and he has no movement.
Is he grappling me still?
Jerkface is still grappling you, Bellamy. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't make it over to you, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Corey, you are up.
Oof. Okay. Well, I'm going to cast command. And this will be up to Jerkface.
Okay.
And I want to specifically cast command for fleeing. So the target has to move away as fast as possible. And Corey wants to humiliate him, basically.
Okay. And that is a wisdom save?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. He gets a 15. Ooh.
Oh, barely passed.
Oh. Okay. So he looks up at you, Corey, and he cocks an eyebrow and says, "Flee? I think not." And yeah, he gets puberty voice again, apparently.
Oh, no.
So Aviane, let's see what Avane's going to do. I'll try and do something with her so she's not left out. Aviane is going to, I don't know if she would thorn whip somebody in this particular case. She may, though. Wonder if she has any more interesting cantrips. Spells. She's got Druidcraft. She could mend him or thorn whip him. I think since you're heading to the manor, she doesn't want to use a full-on spell on this idiot. So she's going to thorn whip him and say, hey, you, leave Bellamy alone. And she gets a 15 to hit this guy. And does, holy cow, 6 points of damage to him. And he goes, ah! And he kind of drops down to one knee. And Bellamy, he actually lets go of you and says, oh, I'm sorry. Don't kill me. We were just looking for some drinking money. And that's Avaine's turn. And we are on to Scorch.
I'll look at the guy that Trent grappled and then just be like, yeah, funny thing about numbers. And then I'm going to switch to my rapier and I'm just going to hit him with the rapier as like Trent is like grappling him.
Great. He's not restrained, so you don't get advantage, but poke him and let's see what happens. 18. All right. Thwack. You beat on him. Let's do some damage.
I'm going to add my hunter's mark to this.
Okay.
That's a bonus action.
Yeah.
So that's the damage plus
D6.
D6, 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 D6. Six.
Oh, and he falls to the ground with you having poked him just in the bottom of the ribs. And he's like, say unconscious. We'll let you decide if you want to kill them or not.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay. We'll say he's tote, which is a nasty German word for dead as a doornail. This one's begging for his life. Jerkface. We've got the guy beside Jerkface looking at Bellamy and looking back at Aviane and everyone else going, ooh, I didn't do anything. And the other guy is snoring softly.
Okay, so immediately as that guy falls dead, Scorch, being 6'8" and just pissed off, he's gonna turn around and head right towards Jerkface. And then, like, because he's made out of metal, you're gonna see like little black smoke come off of him, like he's rearing up, and his eyes are gonna get a little bit brighter as he's gonna point his rapier at him, at Jerkface, and be like, "You're next."
Great. All right, Bellamy, you are up. So Jerkface looks really, really, really injured. He has let go of you, so you're no longer grappled by him. There's a scaredy cat right beside him who has thrown his hands up, does not have a weapon in his hand, and seems to be trying to back off. And then you have some soft, manly snores coming from the person on the chair 10 feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Or I just gotta look at a little thing real quick. I'm gonna toss the guy on the ground. 1 silver, the one that's super injured. I hope it'll be worth it. And just starts walking towards the guy that's slowly backing away.
Okay, that's what should we call him? Frady? Sure. There you go.
Nice.
Great. So you move a little bit closer to Frady. Frady's like, eek, don't kill me. Anything else?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for something. Oh, I just found like a paper pocket.
Yeah. So Jerkface kind of looks down at the silver, but isn't in a rush to make any kind of a move because Bellamy is still close and Scorch is scorching on over ferociously. Has no allies or anything, so he's just like, don't kill me, with this look of abject fear on his face as Scorch comes barreling down. Frady is going to try and back away from Bellamy a bit, but he's doing it slowly, so if it looks like she's getting ready for an opportunity attack, he'll quit moving and plead for his life. The dead guy is dead and the snoozing guy is snoozing. Trent, we are over to you.
Just carrying this now corpse in my hand. That was a bit brutal.
All right.
Just kind of take out the rubbish, take out the rubbish, take out the rubbish.
And dump them in the bushes.
Yep.
All right. So the rubbish goes over to the bushes, the whip, and lays down calmly and peacefully, unmoving. Anything else, Trent?
That's it.
Corey, what would you like to do?
Corey is gonna say to the Jerkface, well, you wish you had run on time. Now you're too late. And she's going to go over his face right next to Bellamy. And she's going to hold her dagger and say, what's your business with us? What do you want? Because I'm not getting those money for drinking thing.
He kind of looks up at you. This will be a little bit of a severe pause in combat. So if anyone wants to move closer up or anything like that, you certainly can, because it's going to take more than 6 seconds. Jerkface looks up at Corey and says, we don't really like strangers in town very much. We don't want you helping the locals out, really. And I thought maybe I could scare you away. And his voice kind of literally rises at the end of the sentence.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me an insight check.
Batman.
Yeah, he's it's brown trousers time. He's terrified for his life and is, rather than trying to lie his way out of it, he's totally telling the truth. He thought he'd try and intimidate you and that you might leave town rather than want to tangle with these guys.
Bellamy's just gonna beastie boy and just take the silver back.
Nice. Okay. Corey, technically still your turn. Anything you want to do?
Not really. I'm just going to emphasize how ridiculous they look with their red clothes on, or whatever the scarf is that they're wearing.
Yeah,
you're ridiculous.
Not even a fashionable red, and it's tattered, and he looks like a bum.
Yeah, that's my point.
Aviane is going to come over so she's not on the street and just kind of watch the sleeping guy a bit. If he makes a move, he's going to be in trouble. And we are back to Scorch. Scorch, do you want to end this one-sided combat, or are you out to do anything else here?
I'm gonna look at him. And I'm hovering over him, I'm assuming, because I hover over everyone. I'm just
Yep.
gonna hold out my hand and just like kind of like flex my fingers, like give it over to all the money he has. But like, give it all the money you have.
Okay. He takes the mace that he's holding and he puts that in your hand first. And
You're gonna
then
do the same with your friends' weapons and money as well.
He looks over at Frady. Go on, give it up. He looks over at the sleeping guy. I don't think he's gonna say no. And then he reaches into a pocket, pulls out a 9mm and shoots you between the eyes. No, sorry. Immersion.
Metal.
Bad DM. No, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a couple of silver and a little over a half dozen copper, and he pours it into your outstretched hand, looking like he's giving you his new puppy or something. Ooh, that was my picking money.
Once he does that, I'm gonna walk past him and head inside the tavern. But as I do, I'm just gonna like flex my arm so I check him, so he kind of like falls over a bit.
Okay. Inside the tavern. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to take you out of turn order for now. Scorch, you head inside the tavern. Corey, Bellamy, Trent, what do you want to do?
If everyone's going inside, I'll go inside.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Jerkface gets up and looks like he needs to go home and change his underwear. He's a little bit afraid. So, and Frady just kind of backs off and comes to the corner and runs away. This dude, Sleepy, is sleeping. So Scorch, you go in, and what you see is a whole bunch of similarly dressed people kind of lounging around the bar and lounging around inside the tavern here and just having some drinks and stuff. Things get decidedly quiet when you enter. You cast a very impressive silhouette, and everyone looks at you quizzically.
Okay, I do that thing where I kind of like meet everyone's eye, like slowly, like I'll just glance over each and every one of them, like try me, and then I'll just won't say anything, and I'll walk towards, or I'll reach out, take the red band thingy that Sleepy is wearing,
Okay.
and then I'll put that down with some of the coin, and I'll say drinks for them. And I point on my shoulder and I'll point to like Bellamy, Corey, Trent, and all Aviane and everyone. I don't drink, so I'm buying drinks for them.
Okay, cool. Let's get a barkeep out. And where'd he go? This room somewhere. Ah, there he is. So yeah, the barkeep is just kind of hanging out here. And so Scorch, you walk up to the bar. Okay. Let me just make sure that okay, so you head on over here and you put some coin down, and he leans over and grabs a mug and pours you a cup of ale.
Yeah, I'm buying them for everyone but me. So 4. So Bellamy,
Okay.
Corey, Trent, and Aviane. They all
Okay.
get drinks.
Okay.
I don't drink.
Sounds good.
I'm following Scorch.
Okay. So we'll say we've got like 3 people over at this table. Foop. Wait. Foop. And a couple here who are just talking to one another. And then one guy standing at the end of the bar here, just kind of watching you. Okay. Bellamy, Trent, what do you think?
Bellamy's just gonna make some room for Trent because I know he's eager.
More
Oh, Bellamy,
trash.
hold me back.
Oh, nice. Are you going to enter as well?
Bellamy's actually gonna step back onto the street and look down it to see the massive building that they were supposed to head to.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone there? Does it look like someone's there at the moment?
So it's a little bit hard to tell. So if I move you back onto the Phandelver map real quick. So right now you are at this building right here. Some of you inside, some of you out. And if we zoom out a bit, the manor where you were going to is just over here. So that is approximately 300 feet from where you are. Well, 238 feet. 110 meters. So from
Bellamy's
here,
like, what the fuck? They're just trying to get comfortable now. Went into the enemy's house. So I'm like, oh, okay.
well, yep. So you are contemplating Scorch's life choices. Clearly, Trent, sorry, what are you doing?
Once, if and when Bellamy goes in, I will follow. But they decide to stay outside, I will stay outside with them.
Okay. Aviane is kind of looking down at Sleepy. And she looks over at you, Bellamy, and Trent, and points at him and just kind of shrugs. Like, do we do anything with him, or?
No, we'll just leave him.
Okay. So the barkeep pours some ales out of a big pitcher and starts sliding them over to this dude who is the server volunteer. Let's call him Serval. Almost like that's a title, but not really. So Serval actually like goes around and hands out the ales to people as the bartender hands them out. And the bartender asks you for a total of, that's 6 drinks. He's going to pour one for himself and make it 7 and say 14 coppers. Or a silver and 4 coppers if you want to be sophisticated and work in silver pieces.
I could do copper.
All right.
How much is it? Sorry, silver and copper?
14 copper.
Okay, or
a silver and 4 copper.
I could do a silver.
Yeah.
Trent definitely have a great idea.
What's that?
Well, this is the place where all of them are at, right?
Supposedly.
And they're all in there, and we're all out here. Correct?
No. Half of us are in there, half of us are out here.
Follow me.
Okay, go on.
So what if they distract them in there, and we go over there?
Oh.
Trent, I need a little more than that.
But hang on. What if they get recruited and then I'm not around to be recruited?
You could tell the plan to someone else and they would chat with you. Or maybe you could be the distraction.
Oh.
I know that idea is a little big for you, but you gotta try a little. You know what I mean?
What you trying to say?
I have
I'm not
no
capable?
idea. No, I would never say that.
No?
No.
I could be the best damn distraction you could ever have.
I'm just saying, you being so tall, it could be hard to breathe sometimes. It's hard with the blood flow. You know what I mean?
Suddenly, Bellamy, the look on the guard's face when Trent pours a barrel of ale over the burning guard comes back to your memory. And then watching Trent pick up the poor bugger and throw him into the lake because the barrel of ale didn't do very much to put out the flames. That was a great distraction. In fact, extraordinary.
I think it would be such a great idea if you decide to get yourself recruited and show them how good you can be.
You mean it?
From the bottom of my heart, man.
Finally, you see the light. Oh, I can't believe it's taken you this long to finally say it. Oh, I'm going in now. Yep, I just run in.
All right.
Bellamy's go in the bar and try to get Corey and Scorch, sorry.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh. Well,
It's the flames. It's the smoke.
So the barkeep leans over the counter to Scorch and says, thanks for the round. You trying to buy your way into the Redbrands, are you? We'd welcome a bunch like you.
I look at him and then I just look over at Trent. I'm like, Trent, job for you.
Yeah, right around that time, Trent comes bursting through the door.
Yeah, I pass like a shoulder barge. Scorch, get out of the way. I'm here to join.
I get out of the way, and as I do, I'm like holding the ale out for him. We're like, here, buddy. It's all for you.
So almost in unison, the bartender and Serval just kind of, do those eyeballs from like staring at Trent's sternum to raising their eyes up and looking up at him. Serval looks at the barkeep and breaks into a big smile. And the barkeep looks at you, Trent, and he's like, well, yeah, we'd love to have you. What about your friends? Are they going to join too?
I just look around and have they all just left at this point?
Yeah.
Vane's still sitting in the corner.
Like Bellamy called him over, so Scorch is like, okay, I'm just gonna go over.
Bellamy's in the process of yanking them out of the bar.
Looks like it's just me, friend.
Corey, you gonna hang out for a bit?
No, I'm just going to discreetly try to go out and just talk to Trent's mind and say, well, I guess that's the distraction we were talking about. And good luck, and just go out.
Distraction. Bellamy just told me to join, so I'm doing it.
Bellamy is going to use message on big old Trent here. And she's going to say, be the biggest you can be. You can do this. Show them your worth, man.
Oh, okay. Just puffs up his chest.
So Barkeep looks at you and he kind of, surveys the shoulders and he's like, I'm not sure we have any armor that would fit you, and one of our standard capes might look a little funny on you, but we'll try and head down to the Lion Shield Coster and see if they can donate something more fitting to you, even if they have to dye a regular size cloak or something. I think we could get something that'll fit. You got your own armor and weapons? Looks like it.
I mean, just look at me. I am my own armor.
Ah, great. So, what were you doing in town before you decided to join us?
Oh, I was on a job, just delivering stuff. But look at my rippling muscles. I'm actually just doing a load of poses right now.
So the barkeep looks at you and says, "Oh, indeed. We do have a bit of trouble. There's a guy in town who's been in town before, and he's kind of making some noises looking for a friend of his, and we kind of like it if he was convinced to leave sometime on the morrow. You think you'd be up for having a chat with him? He's not nearly as imposing as you are.
I mean, is this the kind of friendly chat, or the friendly chat, if you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we'd like to make sure that he gets the point that his friend ain't around and he should go look elsewhere right away.
Sounds like my kind of job. Who is he?
Well, he goes by the name of Sildar. He's some good-for-nothing goody two-shoes out of Neverwinter come down here acting like he runs the place. I don't know. He's got some friends or something, but they're not around, so I think it's just him. You shouldn't have any problems with him.
I'm sorry, what was that name again?
Sildar.
Oh gosh, that's... Yeah, yeah, I can do that, no problem.
Yeah, that's my friend Sildar.
Very close to saying it.
Happy to punch him in the face for you. Yeah, so he will he'll say, "Yeah, you hungry?
I am always
dinner
hungry.
Going." Oh, great. So he gets out this like really solid looking piece of bread that looks like it's been under the counter for 3 days or so, plunks it down, hits the counter like a rock, and then he goes over and he spoons out a big bowl of beans and barley and plunks it down in front of you.
Does it look like a good meal?
It looks like crap.
Oh, you've just
Smells
dropped
like a pig
points.
barn.
Oh no. You can't feed me nice food. I don't know if this relationship's gonna last.
He's like, what do you mean? I made this myself.
I can tell.
Oh. And he looks confused for a moment. He's not sure whether that's a nice thing or a bad thing. He's like, well, look, Giddy there. And he points to this idiot over here. He said that the little fuzz plants in the back, that there's some kind of herb or make stews taste better. So I thought I'd put it in. It smells funny, but it tastes okay. Sounds like he's asking a question. And he kind of pushes the bowl toward you a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to stick my finger in it and just put it in my mouth.
It tastes like a pig barn.
Hi.
Give me a deception check to see if you can keep the sour look off your face.
Yes, an 8.
Well, you make a little bit of a whinge when you try it. And he's like, oh, did you catch that hint of sour?
Oh, yeah, I got it all right. Oh. Well,
So,
I think I'm full now, so there you go, you can have that back.
he literally grabs the bowl and turns it upside down over the pot that's on a little fire behind the counter, and it just kind of, with this wet sucking sound, just kind of plops out of the bowl and back into the pot, and he throws a lid back on and throws the bowl and the spoon behind the counter, not even bother to clean them out. So, what's your name again?
It's Trent.
Oh, Trent. You buying
Or
another
just
round?
At this point, how far have Bellamy and the rest got?
In a galaxy far, far.
So are you all heading to the manor?
Sure
Can I
are.
ask one of them where I can find maybe a weaponsmith or a blacksmith or something?
So the only one out here right now, so Jerkface is gone into one of the adjoining buildings, and Frady has buggered off somewhere. Sleepy is still snoring away at a table right beside the entrance. Do you want to poke him?
Yeah, while the others are doing their thing, I'm just gonna make my way over and kind of nudge him with my toe.
Okay. So Sleepy does a dex check and gets a 12. Almost falls out of the chair, but manages to keep himself in the chair, and he looks up at you, starting with like your waist, which is at his eye level, and then traveling all the way up. He's like, holy shit, you're tall.
I've been told.
Where's my ale? And he looks around.
Not too sure, but you know where I can get a hold of a weaponsmith or blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Well, you could maybe I don't know. We kind of fix our own shit. Wait, you want us? He looks really confused.
I look confused too. I don't have facial expressions.
He's like, I don't think you're one of us. And he kind of looks around at your back to try and see if you have a cape on. Check with the miners, I guess. You buying around? And he looks like he's about to fall back asleep.
Possibly. With that, I'm just gonna pat his shoulder and walk away where the others are. Let's continue.
Okay. Well, he actually picks up some momentum from you patting him on the shoulder and does a face plant into the table, still kind of sitting on the chair, but rather precariously, and starts snoring into the table, which causes a deep vibrato. And so the whole porch sounds like buzzsaw.
Okay. Well, I walk up to the girls. I'm like, I think he has a sickness called narcolepsy. Not too sure. Let's just go.
All right. So where are you going?
I'm following the girls.
Yeah, I think Bellamy already has a plan for that, right?
Yep.
Bellamy's explaining her evil plan to throw Trent under the bus.
No.
And we all agreed.
I mean, he's staying behind for the greater good.
Are you
But
heading up to the
he's
manor?
going to find us, right? He's going to come later.
You know what? We're going to get him after. We're going to get him after, and we're going to say, yo, this was a prank.
I feel so loved.
When he says that, can one of my dogs come up to him and just pee on his foot? And then nuzzle him.
Wow.
And
What,
then nuzzle
Trent?
him.
No. Wait, what? Hold on, people. Trent is inside. The puppies are nowhere around Trent. There's no
Okay.
peeing on
I was
peace.
doing it as a joke.
Okay. So Bellamy, you're trying to lead everyone up to the manor?
Yeah, pretty quickly, too.
Okay. And is your plan to perhaps message Trent and let him know when you've made some headway, or what's your plan?
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so I could do it whenever I want. I don't
Yeah.
know how far it is.
So it only goes 120 feet. So by time you get about halfway to the manor, you'll have to fire up your cantrip and just let Trent know that you're out of harm's way.
Okay.
But by then you're kind of at the stone fence at the edge of town. So right now you're all at the inn, but by the time you get to here, you're about 120 feet away from the inn. It's quiet and peaceful. The sound of drunken revelry is long since gone. The chuckles of Trent's voice as he bullshits these guys have died down. You can't hear them anymore, but you think you're at the edge of the range for your cantrip as well.
I'm gonna say, Trent, you're doing so good, buddy. We're gonna get you some chicken nuggets as soon as we're done. We're doing pretty good. We're halfway. It'll be fine. You're doing great. Good job, buddy.
Who's in my head?
So you hear a voice in your head that sounds an awful lot like Bellamy saying the exact words she just said, and it makes you, I don't know what you suspect. Why don't you tell me?
Ready for chicken nuggets.
I mean, the chicken nuggets still sound nice, but why can't I see you?
And I guess I only hear, why can't I see you?
Yeah, so you will hear his reply. Why can't I see you?
It's magic, buddy. You're gonna learn a lot of secrets about me.
Wait, are you invisible? Are you invisible?
No, it's
Yeah,
a
so
magic
sorry. The message cantrip is allowing Bellamy to send thoughts into Trent's head and allows Trent to reply.
Oh, she's just messing with them. Gotcha.
Yep.
Freak out.
I think that's the theme of today's session.
Mess with poor Trent.
Yep.
It's just a gesture of affection and adoration for you.
The thing is, Bellamy's doing this, but nobody else is saying anything about it. Just going along with leaving Trent.
So Trent,
Just as bad.
you've got these voices in your head, and it. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that I might as well go and find this Sildar character I don't know. So I will be like, goodbye, everyone. I'll go do the job now.
Okay. They say thanks for the round. Thank your friend. And yeah, let us know if you find Sildar and convince him to get the hell out of town. You can do
Oh,
it.
Bellamy,
Will do. Your
maybe
food was awful.
What's up?
Bellamy, I think maybe it's a good idea if you let Trent know that he can join us later, with Sildar.
Why
If-
Sildar?
if-
Isn't he like in a wheelchair or something right now? He was really bad in the cavern.
Yeah, that's true, but it's been some time. He's a tough man and trained, He's used to that, right? Fighting and stuff.
Bellamy's gonna use her best. Who was talking? Corey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bellamy's gonna use her best Corey impression and talk to Trent. If you want to come and with Sildar, you can. And it's gonna be fine. Feel free to join us. Okay. Love you, Trent.
That was so accurate.
Can everyone do this?
Trent is feeling inordinately left out right now.
Oh no.
Okay.
He knows now. He knows he can come.
Let me interject a little narrative into your shenanigans. So just up the hill from where you stand, and by you I mean Scorch, Bellamy, Corey, and Aviane, you see the remains of what used to be once a really grand manor. It's now just sort of a skeleton of its former walls. Even some of the walls have collapsed and fallen inward. Most of the roof has collapsed into the center of the building. There's a daddy and a baby deer, and I'm not sure that's why the case, because that would be quite unusual, but hey, that's the way the artist saw it. Just up the hill, and the whole place looks kind of dark and kind of gives you an ominous feeling. You kind of think it might be a good idea to be at full strength if you're going to check this place out.
Well, I'm gonna do a lap. She's just gonna start. Bellamy's just gonna start do a U-turn and just walk back 100 feet so she could talk to Trent again. Hopefully.
Yep.
Trent, we might need you.
Oh, okay. I managed to get out of there, and I'm on my way.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Okay, bye.
And she starts running.
The evolution of the first phone conversations playing out in real time here in Phandelver. Nice. I love it. Okay, so Trent, as you are walking along the road heading east from the tavern that the Redbrands have taken over, you can see the ladies all hanging out at the bottom of the hill, not too far away from you. They might have gone maybe a little bit up the hill, but they're not too far ahead of you. And you can see up at the top of the hill the remains of this manor, looking dark and ominous. No lights.
Am I up there?
Yes, yeah, you're up with Bellamy. So we've split the party. Trent is making his way from the tavern along the path, and the rest of you are kind of where the pin marker is.
All right, seeing Trent all the way down there, I'm just gonna reach up into the air and wave to him. Just a hello.
All right. Trent, there seems to be some happiness with your coming to rejoin the party.
Hi. Yes, I'm coming.
All right. It doesn't take you much time at all to traverse the space between you. You are all back together again. Do you want to work your way up toward the manor?
Is it dark?
It is dark. It's nighttime right now. Probably very early in the evening still. Maybe 7 o'clock, 1900 hours.
Okay, then it's a good time to use Eyes of Night for everyone so that everyone can see 300 feet in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
if
that
we're
will
gonna
last
do this-
for an hour?
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, Eyes of Night gives you dark vision to 300 feet. And will last
Thank
an
you.
hour. Yes.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And see.
Yeah, Bellamy especially is like, actually, Bellamy and Scorch are like, oh wow, this is what nighttime looks like.
A whole new word.
All right. So as you make your way up closer to the manor, the whole place starts to give you a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. So like I said, the entire manor looks like it's over the years been collapsing inward. The whole structure looks quite unsound. As you approach, like some birds sort of get startled and fly out of the rafters, and you hear, bits of rock or bits of wood or something like that fall down and clatter on some of the rubble inside the building. You don't see any lights or any movement inside the ruins or anything like that. What would you like to do?
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Oh, don't, Corey. Don't do it.
I'm so scared right now.
You should hold on to Trent's hand.
It might crush yours. I'm sorry.
Do you want to continue?
Bellamy's walking towards it.
Yeah, I'm right next to Bellamy.
All right.
I'm behind Scorch all the time.
Scorch has been the shield for a couple of party members now. Bellamy a couple of sessions ago, and Corey today. Nice. Alrighty. So as you approach the front of the manor, you see that the entrance itself has largely collapsed in. There's a huge pile of rubble where there was once like a really beautiful porch and some pillars and stuff like that. All of that has kind of fallen down and fallen in and is cluttering the grand entrance up quite a bit. You'd have to climb this pile of rubble that's maybe 8 or 9 feet tall and go under kind of a dodgy looking piece of ceiling to get into the interior. It also looks like the walls on both the north and south side have completely collapsed in, and you could just walk in that way as well if you wanted to go into the interior.
Is there any window?
Go ahead.
Is there any windows open?
It doesn't appear like there's any windows left intact. There are a few open openings where windows once were, kind of higher up in the walls. Like I said, most of the south wall of the building has collapsed inward, and part of the north wall has also collapsed inward. So there's nothing really preventing you from entering the place. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I pick up Bellamy like onto my shoulders so that she can look in through one of the windows?
Sure. Yep.
What
was that?
Sorry, you broke up a lot.
A cheerleader stand on the shoulders.
I can't quite hear you. Ryder, can you maybe mute for a sec?
Yeah.
Can a cheerleader stand on his shoulders?
Oh yeah, definitely. Go for it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do I see now?
Yeah, so looking into the interior of the building, you can see that most of the interior walls have also collapsed. Anything that, you know, might have been furniture or valuables looks to be long gone. All you see is sort of broken rock and broken walls, some colorful plaster that's all been shattered to pieces, and then beams of wood here and there. Some of them are still somewhat intact. They look like they might have been rafters from the roof. A lot of the beams look like they might have helped support walls and stuff, and they've all been snapped and broken. You see a few places here and there where there have been fires built. They don't look like campfires from hunters or anything like that. They look more like inexperienced fire makers, like kids or something like that, maybe might have made these. And they kind of dot the whole interior of this place. The whole manor is probably like 70 feet long and 35 feet wide, somewhere around there. It's quite a big place.
Yeah, it's trash inside and as old as Betty White. I don't see where we can get through. Maybe on this side. Should we go around? Maybe we should go through a window. Might break. Might cut ourselves though. Is there any space between the collapsings? Where, like, it might be hard terrain to get up on, but where it's collapsed, is it like completely collapsed, or is there space on top?
Yeah, there's a bit of space between the big pile of rubble in the entrance here and the ceiling. The ceiling is sagging quite a bit and looks a bit dodgy.
I tell everything that you just told me to everyone in the group.
Mm.
And I
But
want their
entering
opinion.
from the sides doesn't look quite as bad.
Seeing that it's not so bad on the sides, I'm gonna reach up and like kind of lift her off of my shoulders and set her back on her feet as I'm
Okay.
gonna go into the side. I'm not gonna rush in, but I'm just gonna step in, and I want to do it very stealthy like, just in case anything or anyone or any animal that might be in there.
Yep. So kind of around the side here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'll
And
roll a stealth just so I'm quiet about it.
yeah. So oop, that is a very dramatic roll. Is it coming up for you?
Okay.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine's a 14.
Oh, okay.
There
There,
it is.
finally. Woo. It took a very long time to come through for me. Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job of clambering over this rubble. It's definitely not easy. But you seem to be making some good headway and not making too much noise.
Corey wants to also focus on the sounds. She's got a very high passive perception, so is there something that she can hear coming from any direction possible?
You hear, give me a roll first. And let's see if you can do better than your passive.
Okay, so it's going to be perception.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If your investigation is better, I would always let you use that, but
No.
Oh, it's pretty good.
oh my. Yeah. So
Yay.
Corey, you hear a whole bunch of rustling up from the rafters of this place. It sounds like there are bats or some kind of avian presence, like birds or bats or something like that, up in the rafters. And they seem to be a little bit unsettled by something right now.
Would that something be Scorch, or would that something be anything else?
Could be Scorch.
Okay, so nothing there to pay attention to, I guess. Yeah, so it's just going to follow Scorch from the sides.
Okay. Yeah, so Scorch, you begin to make your way into the interior of the manor, and you climb over a few little bits of rubble, and you start making your way deeper inside. You can kind of look up and see the stars overhead. The roof is completely collapsed in this particular section, and so it's open to the sky. You're looking around and you're coming up pretty close to one of these campfires. You see that there's bits of bone and stuff around the campfire, like maybe some rats or something, some small animals were cooked over the fire. It looks, give me a nature or survival check.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like the campfire is from tomorrow. You can't tell how old it is. Sorry.
I got it. That's why I laughed. I'm like,
A little bit of a smart ass. Yeah, anyway. So it's hard to tell how old the fire might be. But definitely seems like it was used for cooking.
can they get one of my dogs to sniff the area out?
Yeah, so the medium-sized puppy has been staying pretty close to you all night long. And tell me how you're going to try and direct it around.
Mm. Hold on, my husband's being weird.
That's okay. We are all a little weird from time to time, so not to worry.
He's not acting like a dinosaur right now. But I'll just get down on my knees and I'll pick up like a piece of wood and I'll like act like I'm sniffing it, and then I'll like kind of show it what I want it to do, and then send her loose.
Give me either a nature or an animal handling check, please. Oh, we should really name these puppies. So the medium-sized puppy lets out a low
We have named them.
sound in its throat, and then kind of goes off fairly quietly off into the rubble and starts sniffing around. I think what we should probably do is take a 10-minute break, if that's okay.
Yep.
And then when we reconvene, we will find out what puppy is found for you, if anything, and you can make some decisions on what to do next. And hopefully Ash finds her way home from the school meeting.
No.
Oh, figures. Okay, I will see you in 10.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, ciao. Scorch, you made some doggy pantomimes and sent one of the wolves off to search the remains of this crumbling manor. The wolf clambers across some of the rubble, sniffs around a couple of the nearby campfires for a little while, and then makes its way up into the rubble and eventually just kind of disappears from sight for a little while.
Okay. I'll just wait for its return or it to make a sound or something.
About a minute goes by. One of the things up in the rafters lets out a bit of a squeak and flaps off, and it causes, maybe almost half a dozen of these things to start flapping and flying away. They just go out through the hole in the north of the building. They don't pay you any heed or anything like that. Eventually, the silence comes back, and you wait. Suddenly you hear like a yip and almost like an abbreviated howl. It seems to not be in the interior of the building, though. It seems to be coming from the outside, maybe from the east side of the building. It's hard to tell.
Okay. In that case, I will let the others know quietly and then slowly make my way towards that area.
Okay, so it sounds like... Here, let me just get a puppy. Throw it on the map and make it a little bit more reasonably sized. It's probably not even that big, but at least that's something you can probably see. And it seems like it's making sounds over on this side of the building. You can't see it right now, though.
Okay. Anyone else want to do something?
Could I, from the trail we went up and going towards the buildings, can I look for any signs of footprints? It's one of my favorite things to do in D&D.
Ah. Nice. Okay, yeah. Give me a survival check. If anyone else is skilled in it, they can help you out if you want to ask for help.
Survival.
What skill is this?
Survival.
Busy,
I got
though.
you. I got you.
Could this
Just a little.
Point taken.
you're
Do you
willing to
want my help or not? I can pause if you catch my attention.
Scorch, come over and help.
you.
There we go.
Okay, I'll come over and help.
All right. Give me
17.
a check with advantage.
And an 11.
Yeah, even with a 17, you can see that there are some footprints on the path. You do see in some dried mud, there are quite a few children's footprints. It leads you to believe that they are not strangers to this place at all, that they actually come up here quite regularly.
Those liars.
Sorry? Indeed. But you also see more recently, like maybe in the last couple of days, that there are some humanoid boot prints as well, made by adults or children who are 6
Is
feet
there
tall.
any sign as to where they led or came from, and how far does that trail go?
So the majority of the footprints in the last 2 days seem to lead toward the manor. There are maybe a few that you can see that lead away from the manor, but there seems to be more footprints leading toward it than away.
And can I follow those trails potentially into the building, or do they sort of disappear to a certain extent?
Yeah, interesting question. So you find them sort of in this area here. And as you follow them, you see they veer off the path where the children go immediately into the entrance and presumably over the rubble pile. The larger footprints actually veer off of the path and seem to follow this sort of small cliff face around the side of the building. And you keep following it. And as you are, you can hear the puppy on the far side of the building start to make some noises as if it senses you getting closer. And as you get to about here, you can actually see that the wolf is sort of standing by some stairs and yipping a bit. And so these stairs actually descend, similar to stairs that would descend into like the cellar, like a root cellar on the outside of a house.
Well, I'll call for everyone to come over. I think our boys found a way down.
I look proudly at the wolf and I'll reach into like one of my pockets and I'll just give it a treat, like a good boy treat.
Great.
And then I'll look at Trent and kind of nudge him and then start to slowly descend into the stairwell.
Okay. So the stairwell's pretty narrow. You'd have to go down in single file. What order do you want to go down in?
If Scorch is going first, Trent will probably go last.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep the girls protected in the middle.
All
right.
Guys.
Let me put you on a separate map and let me check the zoom map. The zoom map's okay. I'll zoom in a little bit so it can be seen. Let me open up a little. Sorry, what's that?
I just love the
you
map
like
right
the
now.
zooming into the zoom map?
That one square.
Yeah, it's basically like a big mystery. So I'll open up a little bit of an area where I can drop your tokens in. So we've got Scorch coming in first. So I'll drop her in here. And then who wants to go next behind Scorch? All right, Bellamy. And then
I can go after.
Okay, we'll get Corey in there. And then Aviane, and then Trent bringing up the rear. All right. I'll try and make it so Trent isn't hiding in shadows. Oop. There we go. Great. Okay. So, you get down to the bottom of the stairs and there's a little bit of a landing at the bottom, Scorch. And as you turn to your right, you see an old stone door. And even with your passive perception, you notice at the foot of the door, there are some scratch marks that make it look like it's been pulled outward into this area.
That's creepy as fuck.
Just to knock on it.
All right, I'll knock on it.
All right, so you knock rather firmly on this stone door. Had you been flesh and blood, you might have hurt your fingers a little bit, but as you are not, it just rings a bit hollow. You wait a moment. Nobody comes to greet you.
I look at Bellamy and I'm like, yep, they're all dead.
Out of
Everyone's
my
dead.
way for
Fine.
You do notice probably about mid-chest height for you, there is an iron ring set into the door that you could probably use to pull the door toward you.
So it's like a
If
doorknob,
you so desired.
but like the knob.
Yeah.
It's not so
Apparently.
much a doorknob as like a knocker ring.
I'm gonna just
Okay.
yeah.
So it's like a circle ring.
Yeah.
Bellamy's gonna lift it and then let it go.
Okay. It's made of iron, so it does strike the stone door and it makes a bit of a solid knock against the door. You wait for a moment.
Investigation
comes
check.
to
I want to
greet
see
you.
if there's like a code or something.
Sure, yeah. Give me investigation.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Love it.
While it could be that they use a code if they're like a proper gang, this door seems to pull outward. So you would guess that there's no code required to get in. You probably just yank on the thing and let yourselves
Bright
in.
idea. Scorch, pull on it.
I reach out and I pull on it.
All
So
right.
it's not locked, right?
Well, that's a great question. Scorch, give me an
Can
athletics
I get
check.
out of the way before? Okay.
Sure. You can hop on top of Corey.
Like scared.
Scorch, it does swing toward you quite easily. There is a fairly loud grinding sound as it does grind against the floor, and it's got that kind of horrible, scratchy, stone going over top of sand sound. Oh, sorry, am I bothering you?
As soon as that happens, like Scorch is just gonna put his hand against the wall and be like, "Shh, quiet."
Do you stop opening it?
No, I keep continue.
Okay. Yeah. So you open it up, and a little bit of dim light spills in from the cellar stairs that you're on. Of course, you can see perfectly fine with your 3-mile dark vision that you've been granted by Corey. Let me reveal. No, it's not 3 miles, but might as well be. Let me reveal a room to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So this room is kind of old. It's got like dirt and some bits of stone and rubble that have come off the ceiling and the walls that are lying on the floor. There's several barrels and casks that have been stacked up on the north and south side of the room on the far side. There is what looks to be some kind of a pool of water that's moving kind of slowly on the far end of the room, and you notice the room is set quite a bit down below you. So if you enter the room, you come onto a narrow platform that has some stairs down on either side of it. And then you get to another sort of platform area with some stairs going down from there. So the floor right now is actually about probably 12 or 15 feet below you.
And all the stairs are going down, right?
Yeah, all of the stairs are going down. And you actually see on the north side, right beside the final set of stairs that go down, there seems to be a door in the wall just under that platform, like a low door. And of course, there's a door right across from you on the far wall. Yes, so there's a kind of a short door here and a normal sized door on the far end of the room, just on the north side of that big tank of water.
I guess I can't use my natural 20 anymore, but I was gonna ask if I could check for traps.
I would ask you to roll again.
That's 60.
Ooh, still really, really good. So Bellamy, you probably squeeze up beside Scorch to get a better look. You would likely be closely examining the area just on the other side of the door and maybe the stairs, and then taking a bit of a glance around the room. From this vantage point, you don't see anything that seems to scream at you, "I'm a trap."
I'm gonna move.
And let me just do an aside here for a moment. DMs do this kind of differently, and I would welcome your input. So I'm in a game right now where the DM wants the character to describe exactly what they're looking at. And so even if there is a trap, if you don't specifically say you're looking at the left wall 10 feet down, you won't find it in her game, where I tend to tell you where you're looking and tell you whether you find one or not. And I would actually love to defer to the party. Like, what do you think? Would you prefer to have to tell me exactly where you're looking after you make your roll or before you make your roll? Or do you want me to take over that for you and let you know where you find it, if the roll will find it?
You take it over. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, because then it becomes very specific
be
and we might miss a lot
Yeah.
of things.
And that's that's also the purpose of rolling, because like we don't know what we're gonna find. So
yeah. So I was in a Mad Mage campaign with this DM, and we went 3 levels, so probably about 110 dungeon rooms, and we never found a single secret door. And it's a very stereotypical dungeon crawl, so
littered with secret doors.
Yeah, like we should have probably found 10 or 12 of them at least, and we didn't find a single one in 3 levels. So
that sucks, because that Mad Mage is such a huge dungeon. Like, I'd go insane trying to look for everyone.
So if you tell me you're checking for traps on a chest, you don't need to tell me if you're searching around the lid or the lock or the bottom or anything. If there's a trap and you roll, you will find it. And I will tell you where it is when it's appropriate. And same with rooms and everything like that. We won't play a little game. Okay, cool. So, Bellamy, you survey the room. Sorry.
Oh, no, really quick. I was going to say, though, if it's like something specific, like super duper specific, like, oh, I don't know, like a hairpin like trap you wouldn't see or something like that. Like, I kind of agree. Like, we wouldn't know exactly where to look. So I was just saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you still agreeing, or are you saying if something is definitely going to kill Bellamy because it's really well concealed, I should kill Bellamy?
You want me killed?
No.
Are you serious?
Don't kill her.
I deserve it.
No.
I did that to Trent.
Okay, I just want.
I've almost been through that.
I think
Okay.
Bellamy just almost had a heart attack right now.
Sorry. And same, like, we can do the same thing with grappling. Like, anytime you want to control the narrative more, along with the roll, just let me know, and I'm happy to let you get in there, and let you control the narrative more. But if you want to defer some things to me, then I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, cool. It's supposed to be our story after all. Only I know the ending, but everything else we do together. So Bellamy squeezes past you, Scorch, and starts looking around and pondering a bit and cranking her head around the corner and looking down the stairs both ways, looking at the doors carefully. And after a moment, Bellamy, you've determined that the room looks clear. It looks safe.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Great job. I feel safe now.
All right. A cold wind whips up behind Trent and blows down the stairs and kind of gives you all a little shiver down your spine as you're standing there, except for Scorch.
I'm gonna make my way in.
All right. I will let you throw your token wherever you want. And okay. Scorch, as you get a little bit further into the room, you can smell that the whole room is kind of musty. It's got a smell that's a bit dank, like there's been a lot of moisture down here. There's perhaps been some leakage from the door or something like that. It seems like this is like a fairly standard storage cellar of sorts. It does obviously appear that some stuff has been stored here fairly recently. Like the barrels are in much better condition than the manor itself upstairs. If they were the same age as the manor, they would have long rotted out by now, especially if there's anything in them. The cistern, this big body of water that you see there, it seems to not have any kind of an odor to it. It does have some movement in the water, so it looks like it's being circulated, which might be a clue that it's being kept fresh. And other than that, there's a lot of dirt and dust around the floor, and like I said, little bits of rubble that have fallen down onto the floor.
Can I look inside the pool? Is there something dropped there that I can see?
Yeah, so give me a perception or an investigation check, please.
Perception's gonna be.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, so right by where you're standing, Corey, you can kind of see like a dark shape. Maybe like within arm's reach under the water. It looks pressed up against the side of the pool, not laying on the floor of it, but maybe stuck to the edge. It's hard to tell.
Ooh,
but it's definitely a
okay.
dark shape down there. It looks maybe the size of a loaf of bread or something like that.
Oh. I'm going to pull out my mace and try to slide it over to the surface so that I can get a better look.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check, just for fun. See how
Acrobatics.
nimbly you try and get this up.
Ooh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm a cleric. I ditch decks.
I told you.
So you poke at it a bit with your mace, Corey, and it seems to come loose from the edge of the cistern, and you can see it gently sort of sink down to the bottom of the pool. As it does so, the dark shape becomes much more discernible to you. So it looks like it's some sort of a small bag or a satchel with a strap on it. It looks like it was maybe hanging from like some kind of peg or notch along the side of the cistern, and you've now knocked it loose, and it's floating down toward the bottom. Alas, this cistern looks much deeper than you initially thought. The bottom of it goes below the floor that you're standing on. It might be even like 10 feet deep. The cistern itself. So the water might be 8 feet deep.
Okay. Can I try to catch it before it sinks further down with my hands this time?
Sure. Give me an acrobatics check to grab the strap as this thing.
You're insisting on that. Okay. Oh my god. I knew
Oh,
it.
yeah. So sorry. Normally I would tell you the DC. In my mind, I was thinking 5 because it's fairly easy. So yeah, you're able to grab the strap as it's sinking down, and you manage to fish it out before it sinks slowly to the bottom. So it is indeed a leather satchel. And it's actually been waxed so that when you pull it out of the water instantly beads off of it, and it seems to be in good condition.
Okay, then I will lay it down and try to open it up.
Yeah, so you're able to untie the satchel and you look inside of it. There are 2 small flasks. There's a whole bunch of gold coins in the bottom of it. And there is another package inside of like waxed cloth or maybe waxed parchment or something like that.
Okay, and if I unpackage it, is there something inside?
Yeah, so one of the flasks, so both of the small bottles or flasks are glass containers with a stopper on them. One of them, you know, instantly is a potion of healing. All adventurers have seen a few of these in their lifetimes, and so when they see them, you instantly recognize them. The other could be a potion as well. It's not one that you've ever seen before. A detect magic would tell you more about it, as would it and identify. And you can also play with it during any kind of a rest, a short rest or a long rest, and understand what it is as well. But for now, just looking at it, you don't understand what it is. There are a whole slew of golden coins in the bottom of this bag. Once you have time to count them, you will find that there is 50. And the waxed paper that has a string kind of bunching it up has a set of comfortable clothes in it that are sort of not poor but not rich people clothes either. They look like they're made for traveling. Very comfortable, and you could ride in them quite easily.
Okay, then look, guys, more gold for us.
Would I be looking in the barrels? Like, what?
I was.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Trent, you head over to the barrels. You notice that they are, they're not nailed shut anymore. They've been pried open, and they've been kind of lashed shut, maybe to keep rats out or something like that, you would guess. Do you want to try and open them?
I want my gold.
All right. So the very first one that you open up has a whole ton of salted beef in it. Yeah, big cured strips that have been salted and kind of stored in a nicely organized way in it.
I'm taking this barrel with me.
So in going through the barrels, you find a couple of fairly large barrels actually, of salted beef. You find one of salted pork. You find 3 of them that have sacks inside, canvas sacks that contain flour. There's a very small cask that has some sugar in it, and also a very small clay jar with waxed paper tied on top of it. And the clay jar itself seems to have honey inside. And the barrels on the south wall seem to hold a whole lot of apples and 2 small casks of ale.
Oh, that's gonna go again. Okay, we can leave now. I'm happy. Food and ale.
Trent's first love is his stomach.
I made a very sad discovery. I planned this guy to be a bit of a drunkard, but I read somewhere that Asmirs can't actually get drunk, and the taste of alcohol is like very disgusting to them. Yeah, so I've gone with the next best thing, and, food. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to play it a different way, I'm always open to it. And in fact, okay. I only say that because I was going to play a Drunken Master monk once, and there's actually a feat where if you have a couple of drinks every day, it gives you some ability once a day or once a short rester. Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah. It heals you. I don't know. It's something. It's just encouraging rampant alcoholism. I'm like, okay, Wizards of the Coast, this is awesome. But I really want to create a character that has that because I think it'd be fun. All right. So Trent is very happy. Corey is very happy. Bellamy has managed to not get you all killed. Scorch, Aviane, anything you want to do in this room?
No. I'm gonna go to the next one, and I want to see if I can find something myself.
Okay. There are, in addition to the door that you came through, there are 2 other doors in the room. There's one fairly close to Trent, which is sort of a normal-sized wooden door, and there is another one. It's a small door, so it's not made for people Trent's and Scorch's size. It's only about 5 feet tall or so, or 4'8". It is bound in some kind of a metal, probably iron, and is on the north wall, very close to where Bellamy is. So just up here.
All right. In that case, I'll go to the big person friendly door and try to open that.
Okay, that's this one over by Trent here.
Yeah.
So I'll let you move over there. So,
excuse me, buddy.
You open the door and sorry, just give me 1 sec here. You open the door and I would love for you to roll me initiative, please. So there is one of these guys in a red cape that is in the midst of swinging a short sword at your face as you open the door. Not very hospitable at all. Needs to learn some manners.
Dang, Aviane.
Oop.
Oh, there's a 2.
That was nice.
I think that's I've done that.
Oh, sorry, Trent. Veins isn't coming through, oddly enough, which is odd because I saw it come up. So that's funny. It comes up in one game log, but not the other. Interesting.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And Corey gets a 20. All right. So let me get an initiative tracker out here. We'll just set this up real quick so you can see what's going on. So we have Bellamy at a 23. She is always 20 something. Exactly. We have Aviane at a 22, not wanting to be left behind at all. We have Corey at a 20. Whoa. We have the nasty dudes at a I'm just going to pull out this at a 14. And Scorch an 11. Where are you, Scorch? And then Trent. Trent is managing to show up. You're having a very hard time getting Trent away from the barrels. It's like, I know, but
he's grabbed like some beef ball and he's already put it in his backpack.
I don't know. Whoops. What am I doing with Scorch here? Not meaning to drag her off. Okay, so Bellamy, you actually react first. As Scorch opens the door and is a little bit shocked and stumbles back a bit, there is some murderous thug in a red cape that goes, I don't know who you are, but you're meat. And he lunges forward, pulling back his short sword or scimitar as if to swing
Bellamy,
at her.
Bellamy's gonna yell.
What would you like to do, Bellamy?
Christ! Just unhitches her hand crossbow? No, short bow, and she's ping. Try to shoot the guy in front.
Wang. Roll me some. A 7.
nat one, though.
So, you seem, yeah, you, your reaction is a little bit flustered, I want to say, and maybe it was the bravado while you were drawing back, but your arrow goes wide and thuds against the stone over here and shatters.
Oh god, oh god.
Anything else?
And she's gonna run up the stairs and behind here, and she's gonna hide.
Okay. All right. Aviane, you are up.
Okay, so I think I'd be able to see his shoulder because with the ruler, like if I do it at an angle, I think I might be able to hit his shoulder, right?
Yeah, you could probably do that. So the door is a normal door, like 7 feet tall or whatever. And you are 5 feet above the floor. So you've got a good angle past Scorch. I'd let you do it. I might give you a -1 just for like the teeniest bit of cover.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm gonna pull, or I have my short bow out. I'm going to draw it, and 15.
15 will stabby stab this bugger. 14 is all you needed. So even with the -1, you are good.
Yes, and I shoot my short bow. Oh,
For 5 damage. Nice.
Could be worse.
He yells out a bit. Sorry, Bellamy?
She sounded disappointed, so I said, could be worse.
yeah.
All right.
I'm going to move over here so I can get a better look. So 5 feet. So I can get a yeah, there we go. So I can get a real nice look through there. Well, actually, what if I move another 5? I might get a better look up here. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I moved 10 feet over, staying on the ledge, so that I can get a better look at these fiends.
Yeah, you can see some movement behind the person as well. Anything way back there would be under 3/4 cover for you. But you can tell that there's definitely more than one.
Yeah,
probably at least 3.
Yeah, I'm going to call down to the rest of the party and be like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's more movement.
All right. Corey, you are up.
Great. Kobe is going to cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me pull that out for you.
Yes, the violet one.
Yep. Our favorite. And and you can position it wherever you want.
Oh, nice. I guess, well, that takes up the whole room that I can see. So I will just position it here. Yeah, okay. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's the whole room. So.
And they need to do a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Exactly.
Okay. So 1. Ooh, gets a 20. The other one is an 18 and then a 12.
So only one.
Okay. So if we pull this aside for a sec, this last one is lit up with fairy fire right now. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay there. It's a nice position.
Okay. Love it. All right. We are on to. All right. So this person follows through with their swing at Scorch. Swings a short sword, actually, and gets a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh, sorry. Doing 6 points of piercing damage to you. Thud. And then their buddy bud Buddy Budette is behind the guy and saying, "Hey, let me through. I can help you out." But she can't get close enough to actually help. So she does nothing. And then the one who's lit up like a Christmas tree looks down at themselves and says, "Shit, guys, they use magic." And we're on to Scorch.
Oh. Can I attack that one that's in front of me?
Sure. I like that plan. Ooh, a 13 is one under what you need. It is not enough to pierce their armor.
Okay.
Yep. Your rapier scrapes across a piece of metal on their studded leather. It does not pierce it. Is that it?
Dog still with me?
The dog has probably come down. The wolf rather, but it doesn't seem to be interested in getting involved in combat.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna duck
Okay.
and
Let
yell
me,
for Bellamy.
Okay. I will throw it on the map though, and we can keep track of it. All right. We are on to Trent.
And I
Trent, what would you like to do?
Get into the party.
You could squeeze past and take a swing at something, but you'd have to move back or move forward if you kill it.
Okay.
Because you can't end your turn in
I
the
will
same
attempt to
spot
do
as
that.
Scorch.
So
Okay.
don't ruin Christmas for us. Oh, 12.
Ooh. Yeah. So you squeeze into the same space as Scorch. Her naturally non-pliable body is tough to work around. You take a swing at this thing, but just end up hitting the stone wall right beside him. And he just smiles at you and says, "Nice try.
I wish I could.
Try again." At 5th level, you definitely can. All right, Bellamy, we are back to you.
And she's gonna take another shot. She's gonna peek around the corner. Pew!
Yeah, you would probably have to move down onto the stairs, take a shot, and then move back to where you are. But that's definitely doable on your turn.
Rolling shite.
No comment. Bellamy, you are going through arrows like crazy, young lady. All right, we are on to Aviane.
Okay. Is this still 5 feet up too?
It's about it is about 10 feet off the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me put some stuff on here. So it's, if the floor is 0 feet, then this is like +5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is +10 up here.
Okay. I am going to move to the, yeah, right, 15 feet.
Yep.
Again, pull out my crossbow, or short bow, not crossbow, my bad. Wait, actually, Oh, can I still slide past Scorch with a bow?
Yeah, I'll let you have one ally between you and an enemy and not penalize you.
Okay. And I roll 23.
Wow. Okay, your arrow goes flying past Scorch and buries deep into him. Holy cow, for 7 damage. You hit him just above his heart. On the left-hand side, and it buries deep into his chest and upper arm. He screams out in pain, and he's like, "Oh, they're good." And he kind of slumps against the wall a bit, hoping that his friend will help out. And that is him. Corey. Sorry, Aviane, anything else?
No, that's perfect. Yay.
Okay. Corey, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast a Sacred Flame
Yep.
on this guy right in front of Scorch.
Yep. The wounded guy?
So, yes.
Okay. All right. And I think that's a dex saving throw.
Yeah, I rolled the
Yeah,
dice.
he gets a 6 and winds up taking 2 radiant damage from you and goes, "Oi! Bad word, bad word. Ouch!" Still standing, but the thing struck him on the side of the face, and you can see like his cheek is blackened and just looks like a complete wreck right now. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So he takes a weak swing at you, Scorch. Oh, but gets a 22. I'm guessing that hits. Scorch?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
My AC is 19.
Yeah. So minimum damage, 3 points of damage. So it's not a very strong swing at you at all. And he's like, oh, and he kind of falls to his knees. And that nasty looking woman behind him presses forward and also takes a swing at you, Scorch. She gets a 13.
That misses.
Okay. And then the last one picks up a rock from the ground and he hurls it at you, Scorch, and gets a 6. Goes sailing over your head ineffectually.
Okay.
Great. And that brings us to Scorch. What would you like to do?
Attack the guy that's in front of me again.
Okay.
Where is my browser? There it is. Wow.
Ooh. Apparently you were feeling bad for all the harm you've inflicted on this poor guy. And your rapier swing goes wide and you do not kill him, which may or may not make you feel better. Exactly. All right, Trent.
Okay. Well, seeing as this guy is made of some very sturdy stuff, I'm gonna try and I don't know. I'm gonna just try and swing and hit him with my maul. Very classy.
Okay, you'll wind up having to do the same thing. You can't swing around corners, so you'll step into Scorch's square, take a swing, and then step back.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Okay. Oh no!
It's the big bad
I'm
evil.
so sorry. Oh, it's so frustrating when you only get one attack and you miss like a couple times in a row. Oh, I feel for you. Anything else?
Can I vote for level 5, please?
I'll just go straight to
Yeah,
swing.
exactly. All right, Bellamy, we are back to you.
Bellamy's gonna step out and in a fit of rage of missing all those shots, she's gonna lift up her hand towards the black figure behind Scorch, and she's gonna cast Toll of the Dead.
Oh.
And because
Nice. All right, so he makes a wisdom saving throw. Oh, and he holds his head as he gets a 1, and you can roll 1d12 damage
Did the guy
against
get
this
hit
poor
already?
guy.
Did the guy get hit
sorry?
already? Nah.
Yeah. So he's a bit on death's door right now. Sorry, I should be marking
That's
them.
a 3?
A 3 still has him scream in pain as he holds his head and he crumples to the ground.
Finally,
Dead.
yes! And Bellamy just goes back around the corner.
Nice. All right. Next up, we have Aviane.
So I am going to look over this dead body and congratulate Bellamy and aim Thorn Whip at the figure behind him.
Can you reach from there?
I think so.
Sorry,
30.
let me just... Is it 30?
Yep, it's there. I don't know why I thought it was 60. That's my bad. Oh, I already rolled it. I messed
no
up.
problem.
I don't know where.
Yeah, you can go to where Corey is from like either of these squares you can hit.
Oh, I rolled a 9 anyway. So let me move here and then I rolled a
Wait. You whip the ceiling above Scorch's head for dramatic effect.
There we go.
Standing right here.
First,
I'm 6'8".
Careful. Corey, you are up.
Okay, I'm giving a look to Vane, like I'm going to do something amazing, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame again to the figure that's standing there.
Okay. The one right behind the dead guy, or the one who's glowing kind of purple?
No, not the glowing one. I don't think I'm able to see him from there.
Okay.
Either way.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's a dex save, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He gets a 14.
So that hits or misses, I'm not sure.
If your DC is 14, then he succeeds.
My DC.
Your spell DC?
Yes. Where is that?
Oh, let me see if I can find it. It should be.
Yeah, it's 14. Yeah, I see that now.
Okay. 14. So she makes her save and dances out of the way of your flame that comes down from the ceiling and tries to strike her. Nice try, Holy One. Come here, for I can punch you in the face.
No, thank you.
You're so polite. Okay. So she stands on top of the corpse of her male compatriot and stabs at Scorch's stomach with her short sword. Be gone. She gets an 18.
Misses.
Is that a hit?
No, that misses.
Oh! And it clanks off of Scorch's hard armor, and she's like, "What? What are you?" She looks very, very upset, and then she turns and screams over her shoulder, "Get up here, coward!" And that is her turn. Her friend, who up to now has been useless, comes over here and tries to pick up a crate and hurl it over his compatriot's head into Scorch. Gets an 11.
Misses.
That will not do it. And the crate just like hits the wall and lands in the doorway between Scorch and the woman attacking Scorch. And we are back to you, Scorch. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try to hit the person in front of me again.
All right.
I just shake my head and I go ahead and attack.
Nice. There we go.
Hey!
You sticker. Roll some damage. 10. Oh my god. She looks at you in complete shock, Scorch. Wow. Ow. And she like takes half a step back and says, "Oh yeah?" But she doesn't look entirely confident in what she's saying. Trent,
Hey, we're
you're
gonna
up.
try it again.
All right.
I look at Trent and I kind of bow and I like gesture like
Oh,
your go.
thank you. Oh my gosh.
No.
So I'm just gonna jump in the water and that'll be that.
Oh, Trent goes for a little bit of a swim. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know that's frustrating when you only have one attack and you have such potential to just annihilate things. And the dice gods hate you and mock you all day long. Okay, we are back to Bellamy.
Okay. Thanks, Scorch. I'm going to step out from behind. I'm going to knock an arrow. And I'm going to take a shot again.
Yeah.
Third time, right?
Okay, go for it.
I moved the other way. I'm standing on the ledge.
14. Awesome.
Ooh, a 14
Awesome.
hits.
That's a 1. So 5.
Oh. So, whack. It hits her on the right side of the chest, and the arrow goes deep beneath her armor, and she screams out in pain and drops down to one knee, looking like she's on death's door.
You ready to surrender?
And let me just move her dead friend so it's not so confusing. She doesn't reply to you, but she's not looking good. Aviane.
I'm going to look her dead in the eyes and say, "Answer Bellamy now." And pull out my cross, like pull it up, like getting ready to shoot it and seeing if she replies.
Yeah, you can see her right hand is down on the ground trying to support her weight, It's on the hilt of her short sword, but no longer gripping her short sword at all. It looks like she's having to use all of her energy just to keep her body kind of upright as she's down on one knee. And she weakly looks up at you, Aviane, and looks up at Scorch and Trent as well. And she holds up her left hand and says, "We healed. Don't kill us."
I'm gonna look at the back one. How about you?
Oh yeah.
So the one that is glowing in the dark in the back has actually not pulled out their short sword yet, and also holds up their hands as if in surrender.
Okay, I'm going to lower my crossbow and look at the rest of the group.
Anybody got some rope? Okay, Bellamy's gonna walk over there.
Oh, hearing that, Trent's going to turn around the corner, grab them by the collar, and throw them out to them.
Nice. The glowing one just kind of looks around. Corey, are you going to keep your concentration on the spell? They look kind of pretty.
Yes, I'm gonna keep it.
For an ugly bugger, anyway. Okay. You managed to get them tied up a bit, and the woman seems almost incapable of even keeping up with what's going on. The man, and I gotta say, he's like one of the ugliest dudes you've ever seen. Like his face is just scarred and kind of twisted looking, like really kind of lopsided. And he's like just very sweaty and probably his boss needs to talk to him about personal hygiene a little bit. And he just looks at you with like super kind of rotted yellow teeth and snarls and says, "What are you gonna do? Kill us?"
Worse. You should just continue tying them.
He looks quite shocked by that, and his hands are already tied up, and he says, he looks at Taffy sitting on your shoulder, and you can just tell, like, if he wasn't tied up right now, he'd grab your bird and wring its bloody neck.
Bellamy just meets eyes with this man. Is he wearing a helmet?
No, they don't have helmets on. They're wearing studded leather armor, and it looks like it's old and it's been patched up a lot. There's thick leather thread that's sort of tied up slashes in it. It's missing a few of the metal studs and stuff. Some of the studding on it has just been replaced with wood. And kind of hardened a bit through flame. They look pretty ragged, like not very rich at all.
Aviane's gonna look to the rest of the group and say, "This is a lot of stuff for a group of people who don't look like they could afford it all."
Wow, that was really smart.
Nice observation.
What are we gonna do with them?
The one that was talking crap to Bellamy, can I just knock him out? Like punch him in the back of the head or something?
Yes. Yeah, you can hit him with a hard object, including probably your arm, and knock him out. Yeah. And he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
God, I never thought you'd shut up.
Nice. Yeah, so you can see that they're in a very, very small room. It's only got 2 bunks for the 3 of them. And there's more barrels and crates sort of littering the room as well. They look a lot like the other crates that you've already opened, barrels that you've already opened, Trent. They were nailed shut at one time, but they've been pried open and they've currently got ropes holding them shut right now.
Can I take a look inside?
Can I help them?
Yeah. So they all have similar foodstuffs to the others. The crates themselves have some kind of traveling clothes, but they're very, very primitive, and they look heavily used. So they'll have like worn knees and rips in them and discolored, not exactly like perfectly clean. There's a few capes that are red colored that are also in kind of rough condition in those crates as well. Some boots of various sizes that aren't super nice looking. They look kind of worn in the soles, and a couple might even have holes in them or something like that. The barrels and the casks are much like you've seen. So a couple more barrels of ale and casks of ale, and then barrels of foodstuffs.
Can I see if there's anything under the bed or beds?
So Scorch, give me a perception check.
19.
So you do see a rat cowering in the corner under one of the beds, but as you're getting back up and rising up from your knees, you notice that the one you knocked out is lying there, and on the left side of its belt, there does seem to be a pouch there.
Okay, I'll make my way over to the pouch and rummage into it.
All right. So you also notice that the woman who's now tied up by Bellamy and Trent, she seems to be turning away from you and trying to hide the pouch that's also on her belt. So as you go rifling through these pouches, you're going to find a total of 20 gold and 28 silver and 2 small garnets. Garnets.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, let me actually put it in a channel for you. So in the retirement fund, oops. Have we created? Yeah, we've created a loot channel for you. So 2 garnets, and you'll eventually find out that they're worth about 10 gold each. There is a total of, what did I say? 20 gold and 28 silver. You have a healthy retirement fund. Oh, and you found 50 gold. So there's a potion of healing.
Yeah, and some other potion that we don't know what
other potion.
Exactly, right?
Yep. And then 50 gold and traveling clothes. All right. So, are we ready to retire?
We are rich.
Yeah, you're rich. You're level 2. I think you could buy a house and
else do
settle
we
down.
want?
Nope. I need more.
All right. Well,
I will
on
not
that
stop until I get my wand of true polymorph.
on that note, I think we will have to reconvene in a week, less 3 hours, and see what sorts of poking around you can do to find said wand or more riches or anything else that your heart desires.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry about being late today, y'all, but I'm excited for next week.
No, real life is always first. Yep. All right, cool. I hope everyone had a little bit of fun. And Ryan, very sorry about fucking that up and getting that you weren't the one that was away. Hope you had some fun. Okay. We will see you in a week's time.
See you guys later. Thanks for a
All
great day.
right.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Dom.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day, guys.